Hello, 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 folks. Welcome to the Hello World, podcasting with Magdalena. How is everybody doing? Listen, thanks for tuning in. And finally, I am again on air. I know for those who are following me for quite a bit, I kind of decided a long time ago that, I'm not just doing every day or every week. Podcasting, I just do, how I feel, energetically, and because I'm processing my own self, what's really going on. So I just wanted to welcome everybody who is new to me or to my podcasting. Hello World Podcasting with Magdalena is actually about personal mastery, working with our emotions and figuring out, what the heck is going on. And I actually love to use astrology as the GPS, what I call it. The reason why, because it really kind of helps us to give us an idea, what's really going on, and just to kind of have this little telescope for the future to see of what we can expect. So as always, before we kind of go into the hold on, before we go into the podcasting, I would love to kind of go to the planet and see where they are. Okay, hold on just a second. My computer is playing with me. Please. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, I have to do this differently. Okay. Okay. Uh, technology. Mercury retrograde, folks. Okay, so let's see the planets. Oh my gosh. What amazing, structure right now. We have a sun in Aquarius, moon in Sagittarius. Mercury just went retrograde a couple of days ago. Hold on. Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Taurus, Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius. Do you hear how many Aquarius I am counting? 5 for 1, folks. Uranus is in Taurus, Neptune is in Pisces, Pluto is in Capricorn, Chiron is in Aries, true North Node in Gemini, and true Lilith is actually in Taurus. And guess what? The only retrograde planet, folks, right now is Mercury in Aquarius. So how do you feel about? It's just amazing. As always, I like to ask the question, what does this all mean to us? Well. I think since January, when this whole theater and agenda happened, since then, people are just totally stunned, questioning what the heck is going on. How can they understand confusion? People are looking for some answers. And, I asked the question myself, what is our biggest issue right now that we are facing? And as I was contemplating, trying to kind of, summarize this whole thing, I realized, our biggest issue right now is fraud, censorship. Our health is in jeopardy. It's almost look like our existence is in the question. So how can we see this from the point of astrology, you would ask? As my followers knows, I do not do predictions. I like to use the energy signatures about the planet, where we are right now, and go from there. Because for right now, I've been actually talking about since last year even, and excuse me, I'm not the only one. There are a couple of other people who are talking about that it's very difficult even to make any prediction, because more or less we are right now of the scripture. So, and since we have right now 5 planets in Aquarius, a lot of people will say, oh my God, this is just kind of, oh my God, we are going to the new age of the Aquarius, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I am actually even not concerned right now about that, because that would be just another illusion on top of everything what we are doing right now. Because did you recognize that in the last 4 years, we were trying to kind of gear this energy in some positive direction, and what will ended up to happen actually got totally squashed. I would say, this whole thing actually even got hijacked, in my personal opinion. The way it kind of it got hijacked last year with this whole pandemic. Meaning that this whole process, I don't know did I actually mention this already before, but if I didn't, let's just say it, this whole quote unquote reset, it didn't supposed to happen until maybe 28, 29, 2029, 2028, because this is why they are calling it 2030. But because people were waking up hugely, I think they had to kind of jump on it and squish it and come on pretty hard, I would say. Because as you can see it right now, the whole world is in the lockdown, in restriction, and it's just look like nobody can you give you an answer or find a solution. What's really going on? And so last week, when we were starting to move with all these planets into the Aquarius, I was asking this question: what, folks, if we are approaching this whole situation from the wrong aspect? Because being myself in the healing um, for almost 30 years, or over 30 years, including my own research and, my own personal journey, I realized that this whole thing, what we are trying to solve here, it's going just in a wrong direction. And when you're dealing with a healing energy, you really wanted to kind of find the source, what's really going on, and then go from there. Otherwise, you're just kind of suppressing everything, and it will pop up sooner or later, somewhere, in some different directions. And I am right now, in the last couple of weeks, researching a lot about nanotechnology, nanobots, smart dust, and all that, how is actually impacting a human life, and how much impact it has, you know, uh, in our daily life and around everything what we are dealing with. And to say the least, it was absolutely shocking. I mean, not shocking, but to go back and start to research over again what I did before, in bits and pieces. Now I was doing this more intensely. I was realizing how It is everywhere, and it's hugely impacting us. Um, that was actually also to me a question about the pandemic, what we are dealing, folks. That how much all this thing, the nanobots, and nano technology, smart dust, and all this thing has actually impact on the human health. And I don't know, I would actually want you to research yourself and, try to understand that. As I was researching, I came to understand actually there were a lot of, health uh, sites, actually governmental sites and important health sites. They are talking about the nanotechnology and impact on the lungs. And when I came to that conclusion, I said, wow. So when we are looking for this to come to the end and get maybe resolved, I realized it cannot be, because it's continuation of this, because it's related to something different than the science is actually looking into. Or maybe they are not researching to that extent. So what I realized, oh my gosh, the story is going into the deep rabbit hole. How can you figure out, how you can handle that? Um, so I realized this is going on for quite a bit, uh, and I decided to actually, somehow the chart of United States came in my hands. Because look, like I always say, I don't do predictions. I am, using the astrology just to see the qualities of the energy. And actually, I have right now in front of me, I have actually chart of the United States, the natal chart. And what was very interesting to me is that, we've been talking about quite a bit recently that Aquarius is also related to the technology, frequencies, but also, technocrats. And how the technology is getting abused, and it's not necessarily working for the best interest for the humanity, but practically, to put the humanity under the control. Remember, we're talking about, we are dealing with a censorship, fraud, not fraud. And so, unless you can actually correct that, this is really going down the hill, folks. It just is, you know. And I'm not quite sure how much are you familiar with, what's the name, Paul-Levy, and he's doing, hold on, I'm pulling his site out. No, this is not his side. Let me just see, this is not his side. See, okay, hold on just a second. Okay, anyway, you can actually try to find him. I have too many sites open, so sorry. Okay, let me just come back. He is talking about very much about vertigo, which is actually virus of the mind. And